Hi everyone, welcome to Whole Family Health's live simple ways to detox your body and home with me, Christina. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a Chinese medicine reproductive specialist at Whole Family Health. And this week is actually Canadian Infertility Awareness Week. So we wanted to support those of you going through the fertility journey by giving you tips on how you can support your fertile health by decreasing your toxin and chemical exposure and put some power back into your hands. This is important because chemicals and toxins are endocrine disruptors. So basically this means that they negatively impact our hormones, and hormones are not only responsible for reproduction, but also for mood, brain function, and metabolism. I also would like to note that this isn't just a female reproductive hormone issue, but it is also a male issue as well. So yes, toxins and chemicals obviously wreak havoc on a woman's menstrual cycle and her ability to conceive and maintain a pregnancy, but it also decreases a male's reproductive ability to create sperm. So obviously it takes two to make a baby, so it's important to take down the toxic load from both partners. So basically what you can do in order to take down your toxic exposure is by controlling the things that we put into our body. So the first thing I'd like to speak to is water consumption. Water consumption is very important. It's important for us to stay hydrated for our, not only for ourselves, like we're majorly made up of water, but it's also important for our organs, especially the liver. The liver helps to metabolize hormones, and this helps to keep our hormones at a stable level. And then for our kidneys help to flush toxins out of our body. So if we're hydrated, both of those organs are working to the utmost ability. And so it is really important for us to consume about 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day in order to properly maintain hydration. And our water source, that's something we have to make sure that our water is coming from a clean source. So either knowing that you're having good filtration system, or if you are purchasing water, making sure that or looking into what exactly is in your water would be really helpful. And if you are purchasing water, it is important to know that the bottles that water comes in, they easily break down. So please refrain from keeping them in your vehicle, especially as the weather is warming up. We have a habit of leaving our bottled water in our vehicles, and this will just make the bottle break down and leach those chemicals into your drinking water. And that's obviously not a good thing for reproductive health. So then also the other thing I wanted to speak to about the cleanliness of your water. Heavy metals typically are in our water sources, especially if they aren't being monitored regularly. So it is important to do your due diligence if you don't have a water filtration system to maybe get your water, the heavy metal levels tested for your water, just so that, you know that you're consuming clean drinking water. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about would be food. So what we're also putting into our bodies is what we're nurturing ourselves with, obviously, would be our food. And now that we're all at home, we're getting more of a chance to make our own meals. So I'm hoping that everybody's trying to make the best of it and eating more balanced meals. So I typically like meals to look like half the plate is veggies, and then the 1/4 is a carb, and then the other 1/4 is a meat. The veggies, though, they are jam-packed full of nutrients, and nutrients certain nutrients can actually pull toxins out of our body. So the B vitamins are really important. Toxins will bind to them, and it will help the body to remove the toxins from our body. So if we're getting enough B vitamins, then we are actually helping our body to detox. B vitamins are typically located in food sources such as leafy greens, citrus fruit, and whole grains, meat products, so poultry, fish, beef. And if you don't think that you're getting enough and you're trying to conceive, you're most likely taking a prenatal vitamin, so B vitamins will be in that, so that is awesome. Keep up with your supplements, please, during this time. I know our schedules are a little bit off, but I hope that we are getting into a bit of more of a routine right now. So please keep up with your supplementations, and speaking with your healthcare practitioners about which ones to take is always a good idea. I did also want to mention about another nutrient located in some foods. It is glutathione. Glutathione really helps to support liver function, and this is in avocados, walnuts, and spinach. So eat those greens, please, and eat healthy fats. Some foods are really good for the inflammatory response. I'm not going to get into that today because our holistic nutritionist, Alicia, will be talking more about that later this week. So please tune in for her talk. And I also our food source nowadays, we do have to be careful where it's coming from. It should be more, if we can help it, especially our vegetables and fruit, come from organically sourced, because pesticides and herbicides are typically used on fruits and vegetables in order to help them to thrive, but those are also endocrine disruptors as well. So please try to eat fruits and vegetables that are organically sourced. The dirty 12, though, there's 12 that I would say for sure try to eat of an organically sourced nature, and this comes from the Environmental Working Group, EWG.org, and they classify these 12 as the most, these ones have the most toxic load essentially if they aren't organic. So that would be strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, and potatoes. However, if by some chance you can't get them organic, then there is a simple wash that you can do for your produce, and it's really simple. So it's 3 liters of water mixed with 1 ounce of baking soda, and you put all your produce into that wash and you let it soak for 12 to 15 minutes. There was actually a study done in 2017 by the Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry that found that this wash helped to reduce pesticides and herbicide load in the produce. It didn't take it away completely, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And I will typically use this wash. And I know waiting 12-15 minutes, that's just one more thing that you have to do in your life. But one tip that I like to do is as soon as I come home from the grocery store, I start running the water in my sink, and I put the baking soda in, and then I throw all my produce into that. And then while I'm putting the rest of my groceries away, it typically is about 12 to 15 minutes, and my produce has already had their soak, and I feel good that they have less of a toxic load. So that's one little tip that I wanted to share with you that helps me try to kind of multitask while I'm doing things. So The other thing that I wanted to talk about is our personal and house cleaning products. I think most of us nowadays are aware that there are quite a bit of chemicals in these products that we use on a regular basis, and our skin and our lungs absorb these things. They're one of the biggest things that will absorb toxins. And so if we're putting on lotion, makeup, using beauty products or personal hygiene products that have like parabens or phthalates, those are kind of the major ones that are in there. There are a whole bunch of other ones, but those are the major ones to watch out for. Please look at what is going into your products, and I know it's not feasible to start throwing everything away, but as you're using things up, start replacing them with more clean products. And you can go on the Environmental Working Group site and look to see which products are like higher in the toxic load compared to others. I'm not here to promote any particular products or brands, but I'm just here to give you tools on how you can research what products are better for you than others. And then a cool little app that I like to use, you can scan barcodes, and it's called the Think Dirty app. And that will, when you scan a barcode, it will tell you what level of cleanliness they are. So I kind of like that. And you can also search out which products are cleaner than others as well on that app. And then another thing, like one natural thing that I typically like to use though for myself is coconut oil. I find that coconut oil is such a wondrous, beautiful thing. I use it as a lotion. I use it as a hair treatment. So like putting a bit on my dry ends. Haven't been able to get a haircut for a while since this whole thing has happened. So really trying to nourish my hair with some coconut oil. And then for those of you who are trying to conceive, coconut oil is also a great personal lubricant. So a little bit of fun action there for the ladies because it isn't good to use lubricant that you buy in the pharmacies or the stores, but coconut oil won't impede the sperm's ability to reach the egg. So yeah, one other fun fact about coconut oil. I'm going to switch gears and move over to household products. So a lot of household products contain chemicals, and these chemicals aren't great for us. Again, they're endocrine disruptors, so making our own household cleaners is another option that we can do. So I typically mix 3 liters of water with 4 tablespoons of vinegar, and then I sometimes add an essential oil that I really like, and I'll clean surfaces with this mixture. However, I do have to state that this will not disinfect. It hasn't been proven to disinfect against the COVID-19 virus. So surfaces that are heavily used and touched, please still use bleach and hydrogen peroxide. That's the only thing that we can use for the high traffic areas. But this natural blend, it's good for the low traffic areas where we just want some dusting and cleaning up around those areas, around electronics and everything like that. And if you want like an air freshener, you can use a water and baking soda mix with your favorite essential oil. So instead of using like I don't want to use any name brand air fresheners, but those typically are high in phthalates, and even though they smell good and clean, they are terrible for our endocrine system. So please try to make your own, and that way you're actually using a clean source in order to freshen up your home and make it smell good. One essential oil I like to use is lavender. It's calming and it makes the home smell so fresh. So that's one that I like to use, but of course, use whichever ones that you like. And you can mix it up a bit and have different spray bottles that you want different fragrances for, and you can even use this on like fabrics, so it won't harm your fabrics or anything like that, so because it's such a low concentration of the oil to water. And so one other air freshening hack that I like to use more recently I found out about is I'll put essential oils on a cotton ball and I'll put that inside of my vacuum cleaner. If you have a canister vacuum cleaner, you can put that inside of the canister, and as you're vacuuming, it helps to disperse the essential oil throughout your home. So that's another little trick that I like to use as an air freshener. I have a dog, so I like my house to smell a little bit more or less like dog and more like essential oils. So those are my tips for you guys. I hope this helped. And of course, reach out to us anytime. We are here to answer any questions, and we have a few more things coming up this week. Acupressure with Michaela for hormone balance, and as I mentioned, anti-inflammatory foods for fertility with Alicia. I hope you guys have a great evening, and sending you virtual love. Take care and happy baby making.